welcome back once again. Let's continue our understanding of the modern English grammar with the sentence and its types. Okay, so far we are almost grammar paper, modern English structure, semester 6, paper number 12, and we are learning in this paper the concepts of modern English grammar. Okay, so what we are going to see now is the types of sentences. And in the MCQ examination, in the forthcoming MCQ examination, this topic carries 4 marks. They will ask you 3 to 4 sentences of different kinds, and you are supposed to identify what type of sentence it is, just like simple, complex and compound. And we are also going to see after that the concept of subordination and coordination. So let us see the types of sentence. So what is the sentence? You already know. Let me repeat it for your understanding. Sentence is that structure of language by which we come to understand complete meaning of the speaker. So what it comprises of? The structure carries subject and a predicate. Always in English there is a subject and there is a predicate. A predicate comprises of many elements that we already saw. Predicate is made up of verb, object, adverb, and complement. Out of that, this element which we call as verb or verb phrase is mandatory. Sometimes the subject may come, may not come. Sometimes object, adverbial or complements, these terms in a sentence comes, may come or may not. But verb is an essential element without which the meaning of the sentence cannot be completed, and hence we cannot, for a sentence, for the completion of the meaning, we should always have these elements. Just for example, Raju kicks the ball, and we put on a full stop here. So this is a sentence. We get complete meaning out of these 3 or 4 words. Whatever the speaker intends to speak here, whatever his meaning is, that we can grasp immediately with the help of this structure which we call as sentence. What is that? Raju, this particular word functions as its subject, kicks the ball. There are 3 words remaining which we call as a predicate, and in this predicate we have verb, and then these 2 words combined together is an object. Verb and object, subject, verb and object. And finally we have full stop, which indicates the completion of the meaning. Okay, so this is a sentence. Raju kicks the ball. There are millions of sentences in English by which we understand the language. Thing is, the sentences are of different types. We have to see those types. In the examination we are supposed to identify those types and score marks. And in MCQ pattern, of course, there will be choices given. That becomes a bit easier for you to identify which sentence belongs to which category. Okay. Now, the first sentence that we have just seen, that Raju kicks the ball, we call it as a simple sentence, which has got a very simple structure of subject and predicate combined together. Sometimes what happens, predicate becomes a bit longer along with additional few words, addition of a few words. If we restructure those words, then it becomes a kind of a complex or a compound sentence, and we consider it a different type of sentence, a complex and compound. What is a complex and what is a compound sentence? Let us see it by taking this particular example. Okay, I am going to write you first as a compound sentence. This is a simple sentence. Raju kicks the ball. The ball hits the dog. Okay, there are two different sentences here. What happens if I combine these two sentences together using a simple compounding word such as and, or, but, then it becomes a long and compound sentence. In a compound sentence, we always find that there are two structures joined together by a single word. How? That let us see. If I continue this writing as Raju kicks the ball and look at this, and the ball hits the dog. Instead, if I write and it hits the dog, that means this object has been replaced with a simple pronoun to make the understanding proper. So this, when we find such kind of structure in a sentence, we call it as a compound sentence. Compound means two sentences brought together, joined using a compounding word, which we call as, which we here identify as and. Raju kicks the ball and it hits the dog. राजू ने बॉल मारला, बॉलला किक केला आणि तो बॉल एका कुत्र्याला लागला. असं हे कंप्लीट सेंटेन्स आता तयार झालेलं आहे. Along here we find this one as usual as the subject. The remaining ones becomes the predicate. However, in compound sentence, compounding word, if we separate it, then we get a separate meaning out of that. Here, if we remove this and just simply put on the full stop, there will be two different sentences. In any case, if we remove this compounding word, then the meaning doesn't affect at all. That means meaning doesn't produce any problematic kind of two or one or more sentences joined together by a compounding word. We call it as a compound sentence. So this is a compound sentence. And furthermore, there is another one which we call as complex sentence. What is that type of sentence? Let us see with this example again. If I write same sentence using a different kind of structure, let us see. Raju, while playing on the ground, kicked the ball that hit a dog. This is a long sentence. As you can see, Raju, while playing once again, while playing on the ground, comma, or simply, if we delete this one for an example, here, Raju, while playing, kicked the ball that hit a dog. Combined together, we find that there are few problems here. The sentence that has been combined using a predicate, like this is the subject. While playing, kicked the ball that hit a dog becomes entirely a predicate. But since there are two sentences, it is not compound. Now this is the first structure which we call, if we remove this, then subject, verb, object, that kind of sentence, we already get it and the meaning that we deserve out of that. So now if we insert this phrase while playing inside it, actually it is an adverb here. It can be placed in the beginning, in the middle, or toward the end of the sentence. So while playing, if we write it here also, it becomes a complex sentence. So there are three types of sentences in English according to its structure. Simple sentence, which has subject and predicate in a simple structured simply subject, verb, object, adverbial complex manner. And then we have compound sentence, in which the two sentences are combined together by a compounding word, which we call as coordinator. We are going to see the subordination and coordination, this kind of structural phenomena, structural terminology in our next lecture. But plus, first understand that you have to identify whether a given sentence is a simple one or a complex one or a compound one. Compound sentence is always easy to identify, since there are two different sentences joined together by a single word. Whereas complex sentence always looks like very complex to our eyes as well as to our meaning in order to identify. So first we have to identify what type of sentence it is. Then we move further for the subject, for the coordination concept of this particular grammar. Okay, that will be explained further in our next lecture. Please attend that one also.